Hi boys and girls, how are you? This is the video to review the lesson for today. It's a new lesson adding unlike fractions or adding fractions with different denominators. So I taught the lesson on Zoom this morning, and if you were not able to make the Zoom call, I posted a video to teach this skill. But the way I do it is different than the video does it. Okay, so you're gonna see that the way I'm doing it here, I think it's a little easier actually. Okay, so when we add fractions, we have to remember that we can only add fractions when they have the same denominators. Okay, now these have different denominators. So what we have to do is change the denominators so that they are the same. Now what I could do here is, because one denominator is 12 and the other one is 4, I know that I can make this 4 into a 12 by multiplying it by a number. Okay, I know that 4 times 3 equals 12. Now, if I multiply my denominator by a number, I also have to multiply the numerator. Okay, I can't just change one. I have to change both. So now I can go ahead and multiply. 2 times 3 is 6, and 4 times 3 is 12. So my new fraction is 6/12. And the first fraction, 2/12, will stay the same. And now I could add the fractions because they have the same denominators. And when we add fractions, remember that we only add the numerators. So 6 plus 2 is 8, and our denominator stays the same. So 8/12 is the answer. Okay, for number 2, I have a 4 in the denominator and an 8. And I know that I could make that 4 into an 8 if I multiply by 2. And I also have to multiply my numerator by 2. Okay, so my new fraction here is going to be 4/8. And the other fraction stays the same. I don't do anything to that one. And now I just add my numerators. 6 plus 4 is 10 over 8. Okay, now if you left your fraction this way, that's fine. I accept this answer. Some of you have noticed that this is an improper fraction and converted it to a mixed number. So you have to divide 10 divided by 8, and that'll give you 1 and 2/8. Okay, so either one of these is correct. Maybe you even see that you could divide by 2 and make this 1 and 1/4 as well. Okay, all right, number 3. I have a 5 and I have a 15. So I can make this 5 into a 15 by multiplying by 3 and multiplying my numerator by 3. So my new fraction is 6/15. And this one stays the same. And now I can add 6 plus 4 is 10 over 15. Okay, this answer is just fine. If you want to simplify and divide by 5. And you can give me also the answer 2/3 is also correct. Okay, all right, number 4. I have a 6 and the 12 in the denominators. Okay, so I can multiply my 6 by 2 and multiply the numerator by 2 as well. So my new fraction becomes 4/12 plus 3/12. And now I can add. And my final answer is 7/12. And I can't simplify that anymore, so that's my final answer. Okay, number 5 is a little trickier. It's a little different. Now, I have 2 different denominators. Now I have to find a common denominator for the 2 and the 3 because I can't multiply the 2 to make it a 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do on the side is I'm going to write my 2 times tables. Not all of them, just a few. Okay. And next to that, I'm going to write my 3 times tables. Okay. And I'm going to look to see what numbers they have in common. Do you see any numbers that the 2 and the 3 have in common? Look, I see the 6, and they also both have a 12. And if I keep going, I'm going to find more common numbers that they have. Okay, I'm going to use the lowest one though. I'm going to use the 6. Okay, so I need to make that 2 into a 6. And how do I do that? Well, I multiply 2 times 3 to get 6, and also my numerator times 3. So my new fraction here is going to be 3/6. And the 3, I have to multiply it by 2. And also my numerator times 2. So my new fraction is 4/6. And now I can add because now both of the denominators have the same number. And my answer is 7/6. And if you divide and write this as a mixed number, your answer will be 1 1/6. So both of these are correct. I accept either one of these. Okay, now for number 6, same thing. I have 2 different denominators, so I can't add them. And I can't make that 4 into a 7. So I'm going to write my 4 times tables. And then my 7 times tables next to that. And I have to keep going until I find a common denominator. So nothing yet, right? So let me write a few more of my 4 times tables. Okay, and now I finally come to a number that they both have in common, which is 28. So my common denominator is 28. So to make the 7 into a 28, I have to multiply by 4 and my numerator by 4. So my new fraction here is going to be 8/28. And the 4, I have to multiply by 7. Okay, and so my new fraction is 7/28. And now I can add the fractions. 8 plus 7 is 15/28. And that is my final answer. I can't simplify that anymore. All right, boys and girls, so that is how we add fractions with different denominators. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.